as I've stated before, if you're being stalked and harassed and you don't really know what's going on and all kinds of things, do not let them take you to Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital in Somerset, Kentucky, or to Dr. Umar or Patel or any of those doctors, those psychologists, because even if you tell them the truth that someone is stalking and harassing you, and you're being honest, they're going to sit and say they're evaluating you and put you. They call it the fifth floor. They put you up there for evaluation, and they're going to write whatever they want to write because hell far, I sat and told him I was being stalked and harassed, and what Dr. Umar and my mother, and here's another thing. I'm gonna give you another clue. Do not, if you go see a psychologist or anything, do not let another person sit in that room. I don't care if it's your mother, your dad, your brother, your sister, anybody. Do not let them sit in that room. Because then it's 2 against 1, just like I told you. Do not go see a psychologist, a therapist, or any doctor with anybody. But once they've tore up your car, it's kind of hard not to have somebody take you to the doctor, isn't it? But somehow, Somerset Hospital is sitting and saying that the reason I was being evaluated is because I threatened to harm my husband. Hell far, after so many days of being there, they let him sign me out. And even he said that was the stupidest thing he'd ever heard. Because I never tried to harm him. Not one time. And I sure as hell wasn't going to go in and tell no therapist or psychologist or anything else that I was going to harm somebody. It's not happening. It's not happening. But they write up whatever they want to write up. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing. So I'm telling you, stay away from any psychologist, therapist. If somebody's stalking and harassing you, put your big breeches on and just fucking take it. And if you're a woman and you're working at a store or something, you're coming home and your clothes are missing, hell far, quit your fucking job and sit at home because whoever you're living with is sitting on their phone or their computer or whatever else while you don't have a clue how any of this stuff works. And that's the truth about it. You don't have a clue how any of this. I don't even know if this is even getting wherever. I have no clue. But what I do know is what happened to me at Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, and I'll say exactly what happened to me. They held me there so many days, and each day they come and take so much blood out of you. And it's like I told them when I left there, and I told James, I told my husband when he come and picked me up, because he needed the paperwork to turn into his divorce lawyer. And I didn't even know what was said on it. But even he said that I would never harm him. I mean, even he said that. And how far he took it to his divorce lawyer, I didn't have a clue. This whole thing is a trapping scam, and I don't even know how to explain to you to stop it. But if you're leaving a man and your stuff's turning up missing or something, do not let them talk you into going in and seeing any doctors of any kind. And I hate to say that, but definitely if you do decide to go see one, do not let anybody step in that room with you. Make sure you go in to the therapist or the psychologist by yourself. I don't care if it's a family member or whoever. That from what I've seen, they're not actually helping you. They're not helping you. And while they had me at the hospital, pretty much taking so much blood out of me, it's like I told them when I left. I said, I've never been a needle junkie, never. And I'm not saying nothing about anybody else, but I'm just scared to death of needles. I mean, I really am. Somehow they take so much blood out of you while you're there that you look anemic. And then they've stuck you so many different times. You've got needle marks when you leave the hospital. And they sure as hell. And then they put in their paperwork that you're not leaving because what they're doing to you. They say that you're not able to leave or whatever. But they let somebody else sign you out. And then the whole thing is a human trafficking scam. But it's like I told you before. Once I went back to my mother's house, my car was completely tore up. So pretty much the only thing they did was tell me to go see a psychologist and tell him what was happening about me being stalked and harassed. The asshole lies in his paperwork. Dr. Umar of Somerset, Kentucky. He is in the Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital Network, from my understanding. Stay away from him. Stay away from that man. I'm telling you, stay away from him. Because he didn't even write what was truly happening in his paperwork. He wrote that I was going to harm my husband. Hell, I wouldn't. That's not even what was said. Not one time did I ever say that. I said I was upset with him for doing stuff to me, but that doesn't mean hell far. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. But while they've got you in the hospital, they're gonna, if you have a vehicle, they're gonna finish tearing it up for you. And then by the time you leave there, they will have you looking like you are at shooting needles or something, even if you've never done it. And that's the sad thing. These hospitals and stuff are doing whatever the hell they want to certain people, and everybody's going right along with it. And I don't get it. Because it's like I told that woman, I said, why do you need blood one day and need it another day and need it another day? I said, they don't need that much blood from anybody. Not unless they was trying to make you look like you strung out or something. I mean, how far? Somehow, I take 2 pee tests while I'm there, and one comes back clean, and the other one comes back dirty. Now, you tell me how that works. When you was just going to the therapist, or you thought you was just going to the psychologist's office, and they don't give you a urine test when you walk in there, so it's not like you was prepared. Hell far, I thought I was going to the psychologist to talk about my problems. I didn't know he was going to sit and lie on a piece of paperwork and throw me in the hospital. I mean, I would have never seen him. I would have never went and seen him and told him these things was actually happening to me. If I thought for 1 second that piece of shit was going to lie in his paperwork and throw me in the hospital, I would have never went to him. So I'm telling you, stay away from that piece of shit, Dr. Omar of Somerset, Kentucky. Stay away from him.